Tell us about yourself. What are your interests and hobbies?
Okay, my name is Elias Cheruiyot. I'm a 40 years old Kenyan. I'm a teacher by profession and I hold a Bachelor of Education degree. I am married to Sharon and we are blessed with 3 children. My hobbies and interests are reading, sports, and traveling.
Are you involved in extracurricular activities that you could coach or supervise?
Yes, I coach athletics in the school and I have presented students to various levels in the competition.
What did you decide to become a teacher for the subject for which you are applying?
Okay, that's a very nice question. I wanted to appreciate the fact that science is very challenging and my interest in science started very long time ago. That is at a primary school level. Um, I developed a lot of interest and by so doing, I am actually willing to share the experience with students and teachers.
Are you currently employed as a teacher?
Okay, I am currently employed as a teacher by the Teachers Service Commission of Kenya to teach physics and chemistry.
How many hours per day do you teach and how many days per week?
Okay, nice question. Myself, I teach for 9 hours in a day and 45 hours in a week.
Describe your teaching experience. What subjects have you taught and at what grade level?
Okay, my teaching experience spans for 16 years. I have taught in various schools and currently I'm teaching at the Mid Boys High School um, from Form 1 to Form 4. That is physics and chemistry.
Describe other extra work experiences you have had besides teaching.
Okay, very nice question. In addition to teaching, I've held several targets in the school. I've been head of department for science, coach for athletics, um, patron for Red Cross Society of Kenya, and head of department for guidance and counseling.
Have you ever worked in the United States? If so, when, where, and why?
Okay, I want to say that I've never worked in the United States, but if I'm given a chance, I'm willing to work.
What do you hope to be doing professionally 5 years from now?
Very nice question. In 5 years' time from now, I think that I'll have grown professionally. I'll have gotten a lot of experience as a teacher, and that time, I think I'll be teaching students at a higher level.
If you were to talk to several of your colleagues, how would they describe your personality?
Okay, my personal, my colleagues could describe me as a hardworking teacher, decisive, principled, and dedicated to duty.
What would your students say about you?
My students, they would say that I'm a good teacher, I'm a counselor, I'm a role model to them, I'm also dedicated.
How do you prepare to teach your lessons?
Okay, first of all, before I teach, I have to gather the professional documents. That is the schemes of work and the syllabus. And from the schemes of work and the syllabus, I will extract the objective of the lesson. After getting the objective of the lesson, I'll go to the reference material, uh, where I'll get the topic and the subtopic of the lesson. And from the topic and the subtopic, I'll get the requirements, that's the teaching learning resources, and make notes from the content of the lesson. After making the notes, I'll prepare the lesson plan, which I'm going to use to teach the lesson.
What would your lesson plans include?
My lesson plan has administrative information. It has the class, the time, the subject, the topic, and the subtopic. On top of that, it has introduction, which normally takes 5 minutes in Kenyan schools. It has objectives of the lesson. It has the lesson development. It has the reference, the teaching learning resources, the teaching learning aids, the teaching learning activities, and also it has the conclusion of the lesson.
Think about a class that you have taught recently. Talk about 2 of the teaching strategies or methods that you used.
Okay, last week I was teaching Form 3 West chemistry on the topic of the mole. I got the required apparatus and reagents for the lesson. I used hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide for that titration. And when I assembled the apparatus for this, when I provided the apparatus to the students, they were supposed to work in groups and do the experiment themselves. And one thing that I also gave them is the procedure for the practical. And they went ahead to do the experiment, and when they added phenolphthalein indicator to sodium hydroxide, the color changed from colorless to pink. That draws a lot of curiosity, and the students were very interested to learn. And when they titrated now hydrochloric acid with sodium hydroxide, their pink color changed again to colorless. That one brought a lot of interest again. And when they continued, they were able to discuss among themselves and finally filled a table which was actually from the experiment. Otherwise, it was a very enjoyable lesson, and they were able to manipulate the apparatus.
What methods do you use to grade or evaluate your students' progress?
Myself, I use assignments, I use topical questions, I use also quizzes, and the school also organizes for end of term exam and end of year exam.
If you use technology in your teaching, describe how you use it. Specifically, discuss your experience using a smartboard and ways that you incorporate it into your lessons.
Okay. I use smartboard to teach topics which appear to be abstract, like atomic structure in Form 2. So when I use the smartboard, I find that the students are very interested in the lesson and are willing to learn.
If you have students who are noisy or non-attentive, share with us 2 ways you get them to be quiet and concentrate.
Okay. What I'll do is that I'll get the students who are making noise or are not concentrating and give them extra work. Secondly, I will guide and counsel them.
Describe the most difficult problem you have had to deal with as a teacher, and how did you solve this problem?
Okay. That one reminds me of last month, where I got an experience which was very, I not forget as a teacher. When I was on duty, I was told that the students have refused to take lunch, and I went straight away to the dining hall. I found them pouring the food on the floor and even making a lot of noise. What I did myself is that I tested that food, because majority of them are claiming that the food is bad. I tested the food. I found out that the food is okay. I began eating the food, and when they saw me eating the food, some of them started eating also. And at the end of the day, all the students took their lunch, and that experience made me to be an hero.
Give one example to show that you are a flexible person and that you can make changes to your teaching and methods if that is necessary.
I personally feel that I'm a very flexible person, because I cannot stick to one method of teaching. I can vary from one method to another. For example, I can have a lesson which requires demonstration, but I go ahead to change the lesson from demonstration to class experiment. And by so doing, I see that I'm flexible.
Is there anything you would like to add about your qualifications that we may not be aware of?
That's a very nice question. I want to say that every year, the Kenya National Examination Council contracts me to mark chemistry exam. And I've marked it for the last 5 years. Secondly, I am a trainer with the teachers workshop on strengthening of mathematics and science in secondary school education.
Have you spoken to your family about going to the United States to teach? Is there anything such as a family member that might object to your leaving home? Are you aware that your family members may not join you here until approximately 4 to 6 weeks after your arrival?
Okay, very nice question. Before I applied for visas, I took time to talk with my family members about the same, and none of them is objecting my going to United States. And in fact, they wished me the best for the same. And I know that during my stay in the United States for the 3 years, none of the family members is going to join me, because my children are still young and are still learning.
Do you understand and accept that PHASES is a 3-year program, and after 3 years you must return to your home country? Do you agree to this?
Yes, I know that PHASES is a 3-year program, but 1 year renewable contract. I know that after 3 years, I'll have gained a lot of experience as a teacher, and I'm willing to come back to my country to share the same experience with the students and the teachers. Thank you so much.